So, as my granddad used to say, as one door closes, another door opens. Great guy, shit submarine captain. I was getting some renovations done to my house, and I called the local builders, and I said, I want to skip outside my house, and the builder said, I'm not stopping you. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone was actually complimenting me on my driving today. They left a little note on my windscreen, and it said parking fine, so that was nice. Oh, God. I went to the doctors and I said to him...
move on.
Oh,
just
no.
Move on.
I went to the
Move on.
doctors. I said to him, I'm frightened of lapels. And he said, you got cholera.
Oh, God.
Come on. Come on. You can't lie to me. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Oh, it's 5. Shit.
I was in the gym this morning and I noticed that there was a hole in my trainer, big enough to put my finger in. Anyway, she made a formal complaint and now I'm banned for life.
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and
God's
welcome.
sake.
Welcome to the Black Dog 253. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm not Jim.
I'm not Jim.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to do Jim. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no Jim. Hello, Elton.
Hello. Yes, here I am.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I fudged into the intro. Yes, no Jim this week because he be ill. Nothing serious. It's just the flu and the cold thing that's going around, which manages to make up most of my week this week, but last week. So hopefully he'll be back fit and well next week.
Get well soon, Jim.
Get well soon, Jim. Yes, get well soon, Jim. And so this week we will see how everyone's week's been, except Jim, and then we will then just move on to the wonderful world of movie reviews, where we will review Jim's film, which is Timecrimes. But first, let's see how everyone's week's been, and we'll start with you, Elton. How's it been, mate?
It's been a week. It's definitely been a week.
Right. Okay.
The happy stuff. We went to Colchester for a half marathon this weekend. I unfortunately couldn't take part because sore knees and stuff,
and a complete
complete
lack of fitness. Hot arms.
Thank you, Daddy Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I love that. But Maddie took part in it in the half marathon around Colchester, which was fun to watch. Mm-hmm. But man alive, I'm creeping towards old age very, very quickly because now I can't stand the cold. I can't stand crowds, and I can't stand megaphones 3 feet away from my head screaming and shouting the same stuff again and again and again. Come on, that person, you're nearly at the finish line. And, just the patter of some people on these events where I know the people crossing the line, they get to hear it once.
Yeah.
But they have to say that thing 1,000 times. I understand it. They're there to do a thing, and they're doing it wonderfully well. But when it's 3 feet away from your head, and you try and move away, and the volume doesn't change, even if you're standing 50 feet away from that megaphone.
No.
And it just went through my brain.
Yeah.
Elton was a grumpy pants on Sunday.
I bet he was.
Well, why not? I mean, it's the thing is, I mean, I know it's been a while since I've done any running or any of that kind of event stuff, but that stuff doesn't encourage you on. I don't know who sits there and goes, "Oh yeah, this will make me feel better," being shouted at while I'm trying to gasp for breath.
Yeah, keep going. Fuck off.
Yeah. Someone's sitting there with a sausage roll in his hand and a megaphone in the other and a hot cup of tea, and you're standing there in the pissing rain going, one more step, and they're going, come on, nice burger. Oh, come on, you're almost there. It's like, fuck off.
Yep.
I'll stick that megaphone right up your arse.
You can hear the repetition on it, weirdly enough, for this episode as well. But yeah, you can hear the repetition every 5 minutes of the same stuff coming out. You're like, okay. And I luckily, because I've been to a couple of gigs recently, I know I'm getting old, but I've got some of them earplug things, the squishy little earplug things in my coat pocket, just in case I end up at a gig and need to put them in my ears.
Ear defenders.
That's the fella.
That's it.
And I had some knocking around in there. I put them in, and yeah, they didn't do a blind thing, I'm afraid. I think they must, like, age must kill them things. I'm not too sure. But
No. It's because sound goes through the bone. I mean, it reverberates. That's how those bone conducting headphones work. I mean, as long as you've got a bone in your head, you won't be able to block out sound entirely because your brain is basically reverberating around in a bone jar.
Yeah. Hopefully, I will always have a bone in my head.
Well.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, what have I said?
What have I said? Oh my god!
This just writes itself, doesn't it? It really does.
I just thought, just be quiet. Just let him paint himself into that corner.
Lead him down the valley. Yes, here he comes. Here he comes.
Right
to the ambush. Yep.
I would like to have a bone in my head. Well, this could be your lucky day.
Well, if you ask nicely.
Yeah.
Take me out to dinner first.
I was going to say, buy me a drink.
Packet of Quavers and a Kit Kat. I'm ready to go.
You're sorted. That's it, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay, put that down in the show notes. Bone in head. Elton's got a bone in his head. Or Elton wants a bone in his head. Okay. Well, there you go. If anybody would like to put a bone in Elton's head, write in the feedback.
Oh, look at all the offers coming in. Oh, look at them flooding in.
Well, this is one heck of a parasocial relationship we've got with the audience here. But there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody want to bone Elton's head? Oh, no, that sounds wrong.
Don't put that there.
Nope. Well, there you go. That's a children in need auction.
No, it's not.
No,
I didn't say that.
No,
you said that.
Yeah. Well, what? Anyway, Elton, moving swiftly on.
You have an edit on this one, isn't there?
No, there's no edit. No. Like I do any edits. Anyway, yes. So, anything else, Elton? What else has been going on? Anything?
So the bad thing. So
yes.
We have some trees in our back garden,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are fairly hefty trees. There's about 12 of them, and they border our neighbours. And they've been there since we moved into this house in 21.
Okay.
And they were big girls then, but now they're even bigger now. And we had a knock on the door. We know that we need to chop them down or trim them or get, but I ain't got a ladder long enough for that.
No.
I've got like a 2-tier ladder, and no, it's not even reaching it.
Right.
So we had a knock on the door from a neighbour saying, yes, we need to talk about the trees. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, yes, I know. We need to get the trees cut. I know we need to get the trees cut down. And we had someone turn up a couple of years ago.
Right.
And then when we were looking at them first off, thinking, do we get them ripped out or do we just get them topped? And their quote was like $3,000 then.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll come around and do it. I've got some jaws of death. I could do that.
Dude, honestly.
I've got a pair of scissors. No? No good to you? Okay.
I mean, you know,
I'll do it at discount. No,
makes
rates. If you know, you won't even have to worry about the quavers. It's just the Kit Kat, right?
So,
nice.
So
yeah, or the bone.
We were talking about this, and we know we've got to get it done. And we've known for years that we've got to get this done, but it's one of them things of when are we going to luck into this sort of lottery money win that we're going to need? And so he said, well, we're going to get someone round to have a quote and for both the gardens, and then we'll all sit down and talk about it and see what we can do, see what we can come up with, because it helps everyone in the area, and you've inherited these. And so I was like, okay, fine, let's do that. So he went off, and the guy came round and quoted, gave one neighbour one quote, gave the other neighbour the other quote, and they came along, handing them over to me. I went, well, there's your quotes. And I was like, okay. And I looked at it, and it was like £3,600.
What?
For topping taking 12 foot off. And that's just a top. Really.
But I know this isn't, I don't want to be a sort of like excusing it, but is there anything else going on with that? I mean, are they chopping up the wood afterwards? Are they taking it away, or are they just
it'll all be gone? It'll all be gone.
Right. So they're mulching it all down afterwards.
I don't know if they're mulching it, if they're just chopping it or what, but yeah, there will be a process where they remove it and it won't be in the garden anymore.
Right.
So that's good. Yeah, you ever seen that clip on the internet where a guy is up a tree, topping the tree, and it falls down and it lands, and it kind of plants itself as another tree?
Yes.
It's like that, really.
Wow.
Oh my God.
How tall is this thing?
They are, well, they said about 12 foot off the top, and that's not even halfway.
Jesus. Okay. The guy's earning his cash then. So he's earning his cash, because I'm guessing that half that money is going to be bloody insurance.
Probably, yes, I'd imagine so, yeah. So, yeah, we got to, hopefully.
Jesus.
Did I do the lottery tonight? I didn't do the lottery. Damn it. Didn't do the lottery.
I know this is going to sound frivolous, but is there not like something like payment installments? You can't be turning around and getting like $3,000 straight off the bat from everyone.
I don't know. Private companies and stuff like that, they're not going to stand for consolidating all your existing loans into one easy payment type thing.
Terms and conditions apply.
But sometimes they do. I mean, no, I'm just saying you can turn around. I mean, because when we had that unpleasantness with the electrics, when that guy sort of, before they reversed it all because we gave them a piss poor review, or either I gave them a 200,000 word piss poor review. They were all talking about, you can just pay us in like installments.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, $3,000's a bit steep. I mean, I know it's going to, like I say, it's probably all insurance, but surely with something like that, you can turn around and go, I ain't got $3,000, but I need you to do this because otherwise my house is going to get destroyed or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I even thought about going to the council and saying, look, is there anything you can help us with?
No, they won't.
They don't want to know anything, do they? The bastards. No, we live in their county. We live on their property, but no, they don't want anything to do with it. But they're quite happy to put more bins outside in my garden.
Yep.
Bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've been there, done that with the thing. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the process at the moment. So I'm going to be wearing my same clothes for the rest of my life. I won't be buying any more new clothes until the day I die, I'm afraid.
Well, I've been like that for the last 30 years. I've only just turned these pants inside out for the first time in a decade. So,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I've got plenty. I'm sorted. That's how I managed to save up money. My trousers stand up. I walk in and out of them like Iron Man. They just open up at the back and then lock shut.
In fact, he's had them on so long. It's that scene from the Avengers where Tony Stark walks along that runway and the suit just kind of does its own thing.
Builds around me. It all comes off in parts now as well. They're numbered. But anyway, yeah. So what else then, mate? Is there anything else? Or is that it?
No, that is the fun and fair of my week at the moment.
Oh,
if anything changes with the trees, or if anything happens, then I will gladly let you know.
Lovely. Okie dokie. Then, what about you, Dal? How was your week?
Me and Ree have been watching all the episodes of Game of Thrones back to back, but unfortunately, I wasn't the one facing the TV. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mock the week.
I've been watching that as well. Where are you up to?
Mock the week.
Mock the week.
No, Game of Thrones.
No, it was a joke, Elton. I was being humorous. I said I've been watching all the episodes. Me and Rhea have been watching all the episodes of Game of Thrones back to back. Unfortunately, I wasn't the one facing the TV.
Okay, right. Yeah. God. Oh. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he hasn't really been watching it.
Did you see what it is? It's like a play on words, right? It's like a joke, right? Okay, because what I said was it's back to back, right? So you thinking when I say that, you think like back to back as in like one after the other. When actually I meant back to back, like sitting back to back. And I said I'm not the one facing the screen, meaning she's facing the screen, but I'm not. I'm facing the other way.
So what you're saying is the whole thing is a joke. And you haven't...
The whole thing is, Joe, it's fucking comical, that show. What?
The whole thing...
Ridiculous script writing. Dragons? What the fuck are they?
It's a joke. And you haven't actually been watching Game of Thrones.
No, Elton. No, Elton, I have. How is it I have to do a dissection of all of my fucking humour? And Metcalf gets away with it without a problem, right? He just comes in like a drive-by shooting. This is it. He does his thing and then fucks off. So,
I think that's because
why me?
I think that's because basically everyone's not listening for the first 5 minutes. It's like you come online. By the time you figured it out, it's over. See?
Yeah, it's always like a 5-minute lead into the show, so we don't bother tuning in till like 5 minutes in. We're at the 5-minute mark. Yes, that little yellow thing on YouTube, that bit there, click on that. There we go. That's the interesting bit.
That's it.
It's a skip jokes.
That's it. Yes,
exactly. There's a skip jokes. There's a skip jokes thing. It's fine. Nobody listens.
I think you need to put a little marker for each joke.
Let me just get this straight.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Honestly, oh, this isn't a thing. That was just a joke. You're not watching Game of Thrones at all.
No, Elton.
Okay.
No. It was a joke I heard on Mock the Week. I thought, you know what? I'm going to apply it to this episode. I wish I'd bothered now.
Okay.
That's it. I'm never going back there again for my jokes. Ever. I'm just not going to be humorous throughout any of this. I'm just going to be straightforward.
I heard the joke, but I thought you were making a joke out of a situation that was actually happening. I'm so confused.
No.
Oh, God. You can't trust the thing you say now.
It's all AI. Everything's horrible.
It's all AI. Yeah, it's all fake news. It's all fake news. Every single bit of it. It was fake news.
What are we even doing?
The Black Dog would like to assure its listeners that Darren has not been watching Game of Thrones this week. This was a humorous side piece. That's all it was. A humorous side piece.
It's because I have been watching it just on the.
But you never mentioned it in your week.
Well, everything I do in my week, I don't put it in there. I'm watching the show that's been on.
I do. I mean, you wait till you listen to the 27 bathroom breaks I've had in the last 2 weeks.
I That's why I said
some was just going for a wee, others weren't. You know. Oh, look,
Darren, what were you doing in your week?
What was I doing in my week?
For the love of God.
Well, this week, me and Rhea have been watching Game of Thrones back to back.
I haven't got in the time travelling cum bath yet. Give it a rest.
So Elton, are you on Game of Thrones episode 1? Are you on Game of Thrones episode 2? Are you on Game of Thrones episode 3? Are you on Game of Thrones episode 4? Are you on House of the Dragon episode 1? Are you on House of the Dragon episode 2?
Are you in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 1?
Exactly.
Oh, God. Right. Darren.
Have you taken time travel and gone forward to like another series of Game of Thrones episode 1?
No, I've been watching House of Games with Richard Osman. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Elton, are you there?
I am here, yes.
Good. Oh, unfortunately, yeah. All right. Darren.
Yes.
How was your week?
This next thing I have done is not a joke. I did actually do it.
Are you sure?
There will be no humorous subtext or anything like this at all. Okay.
Okay.
But this week I did take myself and Ree to the cinema, and we watched The Bride.
Oh God! Right. Okay.
That is
The Bride.
Hang on a second. I've got to work this one out.
What?
This joke that he said. I've got to work it out.
I've got to have to provide flowcharts and everything now, aren't I? In the future. This is it. Have I got to submit my joke to the local council for planning commission in future? That's what I've got to do.
Jesus.
Now, I've got this joke here I'd like to erect during this episode, but I want to make sure it's not actually, surpassing any height restrictions or anything like this. Can I actually build the joke in this area? Am I allowed to? Is it a certain square footage that I can take up? Or, I know we've got to put it out there for the local townsfolk to actually kind of go yay or nay to before I build it. I just don't want to step on anybody's toes. So
I am now going to be silent.
Okay. See, this is what happens when Jim's not here. It all falls apart, doesn't it? See? He was the glue that held this podcast together.
He's always been the glue that holds this podcast together.
He's always been the glue, yes. God bless you, Jim. Get well soon.
Didn't we do this bit?
Anyway. Hey?
Ah!
So this week, I did go to the cinema and watch The Bride.
Mm.
The Bride.
Yes.
It was what can I say about it? I appreciate parts of it. I think the person that played the bride is absolutely brilliant as the bride themselves.
Jessie Buckley.
Yeah, Jessie Buckley, brilliant, fantastic. There are bits of it that don't make any sense whatsoever. Just don't think about the actual sort of like the actual film too hard, because you will pull at the little thread and the whole jumper will come apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it yourself, Lee? Did you go and watch it?
No, I have not. No.
Right. Okay. And contrary to popular belief, there aren't that many dance routines or anything in it. I think there's like one.
Right.
So it's not like Harley Quinn and Joker, where it was sort of like, musical numbers all over the place. It's got like one big one, and that's about it.
Right.
And the rest of it is just Frankenstein and the bride going about their business.
Doing Bonnie and Clyde or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Doing Bonnie and Clyde. Now, it's not an actual... it's not like a reimagining of it where they've set it in a different age. It is in the 40s and that, but this is actually kind of a carry-on from the original Frankenstein.
Right.
So it is in that universe. It does carry on from the original, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's in that. So yeah, this takes place like a couple of 100 years after that event has actually happened. So the monster has been hanging around for a while.
Yeah.
When we come to meet him in the film, played really well by Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
Yeah. Take a drink.
Take a drink. Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed. So I've got no problem with the performances at all. It's just a part of the plot that drives the film.
Yeah.
Doesn't make really that much sense. And I don't know if you've read any sort of reviews.
None at all.
Of the movie, but if I'm allowed to say,
okay, hold on. Spoilers. Warning. Spoilers. Fuck off. Yep.
Right, there we go. Right, so the film starts with Mary Shelley herself stuck in limbo, and yep, she's stuck in limbo and she's talking. And she decides she's going to possess the body, the actual possess someone's body, and try to live through that because she needs to tell the story of the bride. And it's like, okay, this is an interesting slant.
Okay.
But what doesn't make sense is the fact that Frankenstein is in this. Because the monster. Because if this is real, and she's possessing the body of someone who's real, then it's not a story that she's written, because this is based on true events then. So how can she have actually written a book called Frankenstein if Frankenstein is a real individual? It's not a made-up thing out of her imagination, which she does actually say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you've kind of shot yourself in the foot with that one. That's this is the thing about pulling the thread, and unraveling the jumper, because it's like, well, from the get-go, you've already kind of tripped over yourself,
right?
With that. Apart from that, I can see why people don't like it. I can see why it's not been popular, because it is. I suppose it is a little bit for people to get their head around. Me personally, I found it all right. I didn't mind it at all. Like I say, it's not a perfect film, but the actors involved, the two main leads, as far as I was concerned, brilliant, really good. But especially Jessie, she's absolutely brilliant
Buckley.
she's absolutely brilliant as the bride. I really like the bride as a character. So, yeah, it's all right. You might want to wait till it comes out on streaming.
Right.
You know, or if you do have some spare cash, or you've got one of those free passes to a cinema and there's nothing else on, then, maybe toddle along and have a watch. But apart from that, it's not the film I thought it was going to be. I think me and Reed both agreed on that. It wasn't what we were expecting.
No.
So, because we were really both looking forward to this.
Right.
Just going on the trailer and watching it, thought, that looks really interesting. Yeah. Can't wait to see that. But no, it's, it's not what I expected it to be.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. Right.
And that's it. That's all I've done this week.
That is it, is
last
it?
couple of weeks, yeah. Just that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Anything you want to say, Elton?
No.
You sure?
No, I'm worried that there were like 7 jokes in there. I didn't get them, and I want to establish them, but
God,
away from them.
Oh God!
It was at this point that Lee's soul left his body. It was at this point that Lee's soul left his body.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for helping.
Oh, actually,
what?
That does remind me of something I watched this week. I watched the Morgan Freeman Dinosaurs series on Netflix. was
Morgan
watching some of that.
Freeman's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
What's he got him in his back garden?
No, honestly,
I have a Stegosaurus.
Welcome
No.
to Freeman's Park. We spared every expense.
I don't know what it is about
Mr. Warburton, what's a crumpet?
Mr. Fucking Morgan Freeman's Dinosaurs, right? Dinosaur Planet, I think it was called. It's the new one that's just come out on Netflix. Anyway, but I don't know what it was, but I'm sat there watching it, and you know, sometimes your mind wanders, and you just start making up the script.
Yeah,
and it's like I just sat there thinking, like, he's going, so dinosaurs walk the earth. Yes, these titans, these giants, and I'm wondering what Charles Darwin will afford had he come face to face with these titans, and I'm pretty sure he would have shit his pants. And it's all I could hear from that point on, and I kept dropping that in every time he finished speaking, and I'm pretty sure I would have shit my pants.
As I was staring at the velociraptors against the sun, I was thinking of Andy Dufresne, and I wish he was here instead of me. Get me the fuck out of here. Where's my comeback time machine?
Like a Twinkie. Like a Twinkie.
Shoot this motherfucker. Anyway. Right.
But
okay.
no, it's actually quite a good show. But I'm sorry, my brain just kind of just went off on a fucking tangent while it was watching it.
Morgan Freeman's dinosaurs. Look here at my collection of plastic dinosaurs roaming across the carpet.
This is a bucket of plastic dinosaurs from Tesco's. This cost me all of $7.99, and I'm going to explain the evolution of the dinosaurs using this cheap-ass bucket of plastic dinosaurs. This is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It may look purple, but it was not. In fact, purple.
Not that bendy either.
Morgan's bucket full of dinosaurs will continue after this.
This is a velociraptor. This is a stegosaurus. And this is an infantry man. I'm not sure what he's doing in the bucket of dinosaurs. I think there was a bit of a mix-up at the factory.
Yeah, there were several hero clicks in this bucket of dinosaurs. They were not in the Jurassic period.
Shoot her. Shoot her.
Shoot her.
Shoot her. Shoot her. It's one of the few lines from Jurassic Park that I know off by heart. I honestly, when that plays, I'm like, go on, do the shoot a bit. Go on, do it.
It's the first bit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Shoot
her. Shoot her.
Literally the first word said.
Nobody falls asleep after that.
Yeah.
That's a big pile of shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As I left Jurassic Park, I was thinking, where's my bucket of dinosaurs? I would very much like to recreate this with my Matchbox collection.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Mr. Warburton, how many bubbles are in your crumpet? Oh, good Lord. Right. Okay. Morgan's bucket full of dinosaurs. Right. My week. What have I done this week? Well, most of last week, we didn't record last week because I was supposed to be in Bristol. But that didn't happen because Carol came down, went to visit my daughter Lisa up in Lancaster, and then she spent 5 hours on a train coming back because it got delayed, and then was infected by the dreaded northern lurgy.
Yeah.
And then she promptly gave it to me. So I spent most of last week lying on the sofa going and basically watching a load of old shit. Because once you're limited to just streaming services, you find yourself, and with plenty of time to kill, you find yourself watching some right old bobbins. Case in point, one of the first things I watched last week was The Cleaner, which stars Daisy Ridley from Star Wars thing, episode 7 and 8 and 9. I presume 9. I haven't seen it. But
Okay.
basically, it's Timu Die Hard set in Canary Wharf.
Oh God.
With a cleaner.
Yeah.
Does she ride one of those? Has she got one of those buffer things that does the floor?
No, she's a window cleaner. She's a window. Sorry?
She like Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah. Damn it, stuck again.
Mild janitor.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a vision technician. Fantastic.
Is it Ray? Ray, the mild mannered Jedi? Could be. Yeah, so imagine this. The whole of Canary Wharf isn't Canary Wharf anymore. It's a tower, a special tower. I mean, they couldn't have made it more obvious that it's Canary Wharf. It literally is filmed at the base of Canary Wharf and lots of aerial shots of Canary Wharf. Yet apparently there's a company in there that's like some like green energy company. Then what happens is, and by the way, spoilers, warning, spoilers, fuck off. And she's like this. She's a washout from the British Marines, and
Right.
she lived in a really abusive household with her parents and her brother, who's got certain mental issues, and so she has to look after her brother, but she's late for work, so she goes in, leaves her brother in the lobby of Canary Wharf, and then goes about her job as a window cleaner in Canary Wharf. At which point, Clive Owen and a whole bunch of eco-terrorists rock up, lock the building down, and she's on the outside of it, and she's the only one who can get into the building and save everyone. Yeah?
Right.
That's the premise. What actually happens is a good 65% of it is her looking after her brother, hanging outside the window washing, and everyone watching the party going on inside with the most obnoxious bastards ever. Clive Owen turns up, and here we go, spoilers. He turns up, he's in it for 6 minutes as the boss, and is promptly shot by his own team. I mean, it's the very definition of, I've just rocked up for a mortgage payment, got me, the check's cleared, shoot me in the face. And he's out. Then what happens is, with the help of the police, who are downstairs and have worked out something's going on, she breaks into the building, has to rescue her brother from these eco-terrorists who are actually going to suicide vest the whole building to death. And you think, okay, cool, but, and again, spoiler, warning, fuck off. The whole film, the whole action bit of the film takes place in the last 20 minutes, at which point most of the team end up shooting each other. And then she basically takes on like one or two people, and then the film ends. It's the most Temu. I ordered Die Hard. We got Die Hard at home. It's like, what is this? I mean, let's put it this way: the all the excitement bits are her outside of the building trying to climb around the edge of the building to get in, while people on the roof lower down bombs on strings to blow her up.
This sounds like a tax avoidance thing.
Yeah. And I was going to say, and normally these kind of things really, because I don't like heights, so these kind of things are really kind of like, ooh, my toes are curling, kind of thing. But it's so bloody obviously green screen and so really cheaply done, and all the the visuals of Canary Wolf and everything are all mainly stock footage. That you just sit there going, well, if she let go now and fell, she wouldn't fall 500, 600 feet. She'd just, I don't know, she'd probably fall and just hit the green screen approximately 3 feet below her. I mean, it's like, it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. It really
the only
is.
work she can get these days.
Well, clearly. That's all I can say, because, I mean, you know, Star Wars ain't calling anytime soon, let's put it that way. But no, there's a whole bunch.
Of new trilogy.
Well, yeah, and a load of other films were supposed to come out. Where's that X-wing Rogue Squadron one? So yeah, so it was it could have been fun schlock, but the fact is that the fact they even put fucking Clive Owen on the poster is a bloody insult. I mean, he walks in a kabuki mask or something, and then within 5 minutes he's dead. Gotcha. And it's just like, what's the point? He literally turned up for the check. That's all he did.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then the next thing I watched, I thought, right, okay, move on. Cough, 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 snot, 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 not feeling very good. I went on to Bandit, right? Now, Bandit is basically, I seem to have gone through the Temu options, because this is Temu Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, God. That's not a great movie at the best of times.
No. So, but it's based on a real life story of a guy who managed to rob 52 banks in Canada over the course of like a year.
Oh,
by and you think, oh right, and it's a genuine story. It's a true story, and I'm like, oh okay, this is interesting. And it's all about like how he tries to be an actor, so he basically walks in with new costumes, walks in polite. He knows certain banks have certain insurance policies which say don't argue, hand the money over, walk away, and no security. So he just picks these ones out, and he just goes for them, and he just robs them, and he falls in with Mel Gibson, and you go, right, okay, so he's the evil sort of like crime lord, who's going to come after him and ruin his life. And nah, not really. He sort of fronts the money up, and this Josh Duhamel, whatever his name is, Josh Duhamel or Duhamel, I can't know, can never fucking pronounce his name.
Yeah,
he just pulls off all these robberies until he's eventually arrested. We know because it's in the story, and he's telling his story, and yeah, and nothing much happens. And every time there's even a remotest bit of drama, it kind of deflates itself instantly. It's like his wife thinks he's called someone and has a certain name when he first meets her, and she doesn't know he's a robber. She thinks he's a salesman for security teams who look over banks, and he keeps coming back with loads of money and hiding it away. She finds out at one point that he's a robber, and you think, right, here we go, big drama. And she turns around, she goes, you've robbed like how much? And he goes, oh, about $2.5 million or something. And she goes, what? So you've been lying to me? And he goes, I'm sorry, I never meant to lie to you. And she goes, so how do you do it? And it's like the drama just goes like at the balloon. He's just like, oh, that's the end of that conversation then, is it? You know, I don't know about you guys, but if your partner thinks you're called someone else, thinks you've been doing a legitimate job, and then finds out that you've been robbing banks for the last like 5 years,
yeah,
and
that
there's
conversation's going on for a while.
That conversation might go on bit past sort of like, how do you do it?
Yeah,
it's just like, so Bandit was another one of those, and it was just like, you know, and you keep cutting back to this cop who's trying to find out who the mystery man is, and yeah, I couldn't be
these are the types of movies you do watch when you're poorly, though.
They are
because sometimes you do find a little gem, or it might not be a gem, but you have fun with it because you're kind of ill. It just helps you through that moment.
Exactly. So, which brings me to brings me to my third new film, because I watched two others. One was Roadhouse and the other one was Blade Runner 2049. But the last one of the new ones that I watched, while my sickliness was going on, is The Bluff.
Ah, right. Yes.
Have you seen this?
No, but I did see it advertised on, I think it was Netflix or Amazon.
Yeah. No, it's Amazon, I think, yeah.
Right,
So, okay. So this one is Timu John Wick crossed with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, God.
Right, okay. So this is where you're either going to save me from watching it or encourage me to watch it.
Okay.
Let me stop you there. I'm not a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm not a fan of John Wick. So Timu versions, no.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine the arse end of the age of the pirate, the age of the corsair, the age of the privateer, yeah? And this lady, who's played by, I can't remember, never remember her name, Priya Chopra. She was in Citadel, and she's been in a few other things. So she lives on this idyllic island with lots of friendly villagers and friendly people, and she's got all this gold. She's got children, and she's got all this gold hidden under her house. You only know this because evil pirate Carl Urban rocks up, and with his team of brigands, with Tamara Morrison as his right-hand man, basically attempt to kill absolutely everyone to get to her.
Right.
Forcing her to reveal to her children and the village that actually she was the worst of the lot, and she used to work with this geezer, and she was the worst pirate of the lot. She was the evilest evil one. Before basically,
I thought you meant that she's like really shit at being a pirate. You know, she was just not very good at it at all.
No.
Pirate to save a fucking life. You know, that kind of thing.
No. She was like had diaries of just stuff where she just diarized killing people and wiping them out and murdering them and eviscerating them and all sorts of stuff. And there's like urban legends, and she's worth millions as a bounty.
Oh, that's Boba Fett, isn't it?
Tamara Morrison, yeah.
Okay.
And so basically, what then happens is she has to shake off her domestic life and go back to the evil, bloodletting ways, and chaos ensues. The action when it happens is good, and it's gory and it's proper crunchy and lots of thuds and crunches and bits and arms breaking and everything. People getting faces full of blown up treasure that goes straight through their head and all this kind of stuff. So it's got moments, but there's also lots of moments where you're sitting there going, this is stupid, and this has to be stupid because otherwise the plot doesn't progress. And your tolerance for that kind of thing is going to basically say yes or no with this film. So for example, there's a bit with someone hiding in a warren, which has got booby traps, and one of the pirates goes down, triggers the booby trap, and another pirate comes down, and he's injured, and the person hiding in the warren, instead of running away, has to go look through the damaged door with all the dust to see if the pirate is dead, even though his mate was blown up just a second ago. So let me guess, is he dead, or is he just slightly injured and you're going back to him to save him from having to run after you? It's that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And it's that kind of stuff. It's as predictable as it is long, and you just kind of go, not really feeling it. There's bits of it I liked. There were bits of it I thought, and there's bits of it which make you absolutely wince like a bastard. But then there's stuff where you just go, this is just stupid. This is, pirate runs across the wall, runs across a lake, and then basically gets eaten by a crocodile. Cut to 5 minutes later, and there's like half a dozen of them trying to get across the crocodile-infested lake, and it's come on, fucking, make a raft, rudimentary lathe, something, anything. So yeah, it's okay. It's a time waster. It's not what I'd call worth a watch. But if it's a Sunday afternoon and you just want to watch some bashy, crashy, smashy action with a bit of girls get it done kind of attitude thrown in, then, you could do a lot worse. This is for you. Personally, I watched it once. I thought, and I pretty much forgot pretty much all of it, except for the bits I just read out, because those are the bits I had noted down because I knew I would be talking about it. But yeah, other than that, what else have I been doing? Nothing. Well, I'm actually Carol's in Turkey at the moment.
She is?
She is, yes. So she's gone off. She went off to Turkey on Saturday. So she's not back until this Saturday. So I'm Billy No Mates sitting on my own. So imagine that right now, ladies and gentlemen, the state of the house and the state of me as a human being, a desiccated corpse of a human being sat here trying to keep myself alive with whatever dry stuff is still in the cupboard.
Have you got round to the eating what's in your vest and pants stage yet?
That was. I've passed that. I've sailed right past that.
That was the afternoon after she left. Darren. Just gone downhill considerably from there.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there now eating dry cream crackers because otherwise I have to go outside into the real world and buy butter. So, yeah, but otherwise, yeah, that's been about it really. Yeah, that's my week. So, we'll leave it there. We'll wrap it up. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will do Time Crimes. Ay, caramba. Right, so get ready for my Spanish, ladies and gentlemen. It's always fun. Time Crimes, which is also known as Los Cronocrímenes, which sounds like some kind of sexy Christmas Krispy Kreme, but there you go. It's a 2007 Spanish science fiction thriller film written and directed and featuring Nacho Vigalondo. The film stars Cara Elegye as Hector, a man who's unwittingly, becomes part of a causal loop and must stop his other selves from continuing to exist. The film had a budget of $2.6 million. It was released on the 27th of June, 2008. How much did it make at the box office, Darren?
It made 4 replicas of the same person going through a time loop. I've got nothing. Sorry, I've got nothing at all where this is concerned.
Okay,
I hadn't thought about this at all. So,
see, this is what happens. We go off for 1 week and everything falls apart. You get out of practice. Okay, Elton.
One really ugly table that has a plot premise for some reason.
Yeah. Well, actually, you're both wrong. What actually earned was one strangely weird cum bath.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that strange cum bath thing in the middle of the room.
Wouldn't expect it to go there, but all right. Sure.
Wow. Other people were thinking Cleopatra in a milky bath.
No, I just thought, I wonder how they managed to milk all of that just to get a churn out. Anyway,
how many guys or how long for one guy?
If it was one guy, I imagine he looked like something out of Life Force by the end of it.
Yeah. It was firing sand by just before he passed away.
it was like someone had deflated a balloon, stuck a
I have
vacuum.
no
in it.
atoms left.
Yeah, so I imagine it's multiples, and not even so much as a biscuit in sight. They probably just left it in Eton or Oxford or somewhere like that. Yeah, but actually, it owned at the box office $564,000, so it didn't make very much at all. It did not make its money back, which is kind of handy because that would have meant they would have had to do a sequel. So, well, yes, we're going to go around the table. It was Jim's pick, so unfortunately, we have no Jim, so we can't say much about it, what he thought about it. But let's go around the table now. I know you've seen this before, Elton, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Right. So you'll go last. Darren and I definitely haven't. So, Darren, what did you think? This is the non-spoiler section, obviously. What did you think of Timecrimes?
I think I've seen one too many films like this because it just seemed to follow the same beats as quite a few of them. It's got like the usual thing of, oh, ho, 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 look at this. Oh, yes. Will this be relevant later on? Maybe. I don't know. No. Yes. This is not blatantly obvious that it's going to be important later on, is it? No, of course not. So it just seemed like something that I've not, it's not, how can I say it? It just seemed like a film that haven't seen before, if you know what I mean. It just felt like,
right.
It didn't feel unique at all.
Right.
It just felt like I was watching a copy of another film, only done in a different language.
Okay.
So, it's really hard to say without, giving
spoilers,
away, doing spoilers and stuff.
Okay. You're mixed on it then, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I mean, there were some okay parts, but I don't know. If I'd not seen any other time travel movies before this and had seen this first, I would probably be impressed with it. But as it were, it seemed to cover a lot of ground that other time travel movies have already done.
Okay.
I'll give you an example, right? Okay, just even a tiny thing, right? Just a tiny little gimmick in it that would set it apart, right? I don't know if I should leave this to later discussion.
Leave it to the spoilers. Leave it to the spoiler zone.
It's not exactly a spoiler, but it's just an example. But fine, we'll leave it to the spoiler zone.
Okie dokie. Right, fine. For me, I'll no spoilers for me, but I like the idea of it on paper. The problem was that I think I figured everything out in about 5 minutes flat. Probably the same reason you have, Darryl, because we've seen so many time travel stories, and ironically, we're coming at it from a different direction, aren't we? If we'd seen this when it first came out, it might have been a bit more. But with things like Predestination, which was the last genuinely surprising time travel story that we've seen, and the other one was History of Time Travel, which was uniquely done.
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of gimmicky thing that I mean. It tried to do something slightly different. It had a little bit of a little bit of polish to it, that one.
Yeah. So we've come at this from the wrong angle. I think if we'd seen this at the time, we probably would have been a bit more wow. But I figured out a lot of things quite early, which is not just me bigging myself up, but just genuinely, I was like, this is this, and this is that, and that's going to be important, and that's not. The thing I had the problem was that it wasn't clever enough to do the cause and effect correctly.
Oh, okay.
Which we'll get to in a minute, because to do it is to do spoilers. So
Yeah.
I think it had the right idea. It just lacked it lacked a bit of polish in the sort of storytelling department. It needed the whys and the wherefores to make more sense than they did. And I like I say, I can't say much more than that because it would have to be like proper story plot points. So yeah. So overall it's kind of like on paper a lot better than the final execution. I kind of enjoyed it, but I also kind of found it deeply, deeply frustrating. So yeah, it's probably a low thumbs up, a sort of yeah for me.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Elton? I know you liked this, didn't you? Because you like time travel stories in the general, but
Yeah, I like the genre of time travel.
Yeah,
and I really like this. I have fun with this.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it too many times. I think I've seen it twice before. And I came to it in around, let's say, 2012, 13-ish. So
not long after it was released.
Well, it was May 2007. So
yeah,
maybe 5-6 years after it had come out, I suppose.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed this watch. I found myself in the middle of it going, oh, kind of dragging a little bit, and I'm wondering what's going on. But then it kind of picked up towards the end when all the dominoes fall into place, or all the jigsaw pieces fall into place, and you can actually see the picture itself.
Yeah.
So, but I still come away enjoying it. I like it. I think there's a lot to get from it, and some thoughts about it as well. So
cool.
It's another one where I think you watch it and then you chat with your mates about it, and then you have more fun with it that way.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And yeah, like I say, I wouldn't say it was a bad film.
No, not one bit.
I just think it's a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of things in it that frustrated me because I felt like I'd either seen them before or I had figured shit out, or I've just, like I say, the cause and effect was the key one, but we'll get to that in a bit. Right. Okay, so we sadly don't know what Jim was thinking because he's probably dosed up by Lemsip by now, so we can't call him. Call him up. What do you think, Jim? Stop coughing. So so let's just roll the spoiler jingle, and we'll see you after that. Spoilers! Yes, one day I'm going to level that off.
One day.
Not today. Not today.
Today is not that day.
Today is not that day. No. Okay, so let's get into it. So Dow, let's start with you because you started off by saying you had stuff that you wanted to talk about which wasn't in the spoiler zone. So go.
I didn't know whether we should. I mean, I suppose it should be safe to hear. I'll give you an example of what I mean by putting a gimmick in there. It's like it's a bit like zombie movies, right? Because most of them are all the same. You've got a settlement gets invaded, people go running off to find another one, people get eaten on the way, blah blah, bang bang, end of film. Time travel movies kind of follow that same. They get stuck in that same sort of pattern of certain things have to happen. Like, oh look, there's this person being chased by this masked individual. Oh, I wonder who that is. And it turns out that the bloke in the mask is the protagonist that he was chasing in the first place. Right? Yes. This film had an awful lot of, okay, tick that off, tick that off, tick that off.
Yeah.
Now, I can think of a lot of that sort of thing if it offers me just a little nugget of something right, that makes it a little bit of a different time travel experience movie, right?
Right.
I'll give you an example, good example of something I thought was clever
Go
that
for it.
endeared me to. It was an episode of Doctor Who, right? Okay.
Okay.
It was a Christmas special. I don't really like Christmas specials, but I like this one because of what it attempted to do in
Okay.
it. Now, what it is, you see this character relating his past experiences to someone who's sitting there. And all the while, the Doctor is going back and he's changing this guy's whole experience. He's adjusting the timeline, right? And as he's doing that, you see the guy kind of go, hold on a minute, no, actually I did this. And it's changing as he's telling the story. And it's all because the Doctor is manipulating the timeline in the background. I thought that was pretty clever, right?
Which is the history of time travel thing.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I like that. And of course the other ones we've watched as well, some really, really good ones. The one where you see newspaper headlines and you notice things were changing about headlines in the background, right?
Yes.
That kind of thing. Lovely little nuggets like that where they try and just, I don't know, just add a little bit of something to it. Yeah, this didn't have really anything like that. This is like a few films that I've already seen and it just, I don't know, it didn't offer me anything new.
Okay.
Even, I mean, there's even bits where I sat there a little bit confused as to why did you bother putting that in? And that's if I'm allowed to say it, seems we're in the spoiler zone then I can say it.
Yeah.
It's the bit with the death of the girl as well. You put it's just like a death they put in there. And I don't know, it just seemed like somebody just dropped that in there just for a thing.
Yeah. I don't want to turn it into Elton defends the movie, but do you have any thoughts on that, Elton?
What the death of the girl?
Yeah,
that kind of ends the line, though the actual timelines, and I know we're jumping right to the very end of
Well, I mean,
it's still valid. It's fair. It's fit for the point, though, isn't it? It's, you know.
So with the girl being dead in the garden, Hector and his wife can sit there with the police turning up, and they can turn around and say, "Well, there was this crazy man driving around with a bandage on his head, and this girl's now dead," and they can blame it on that person there.
I've got a counter argument for that.
So the police look for someone that doesn't exist. Well, really, it's just Hector.
Right.
But then what about DNA evidence? The guy was bleeding on. It's just, he's got to leave. He's bound to leave something.
Oh, yeah.
And then they would just trace it back to him. It's like, oh, so it was you that did it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I don't know. It just
well, the loop needs a start and a finish.
It does, yeah.
And so we don't actually know where the beginning is, but I have theories on it as well.
Okay.
The beginning is the binoculars and seeing the girl, and the end is seeing the girl at the end. I've just had a wicked idea about it.
Okay, go on. Here we go.
Go for it.
Okay, so on
ladies
her
and gentlemen,
go on. On her t-shirt, she has cats, which
Schrodinger's
is the
cats,
Schrodinger's cats.
Yes,
she is the cat. Because at the very beginning of the film, you see her through the binoculars, she's alive, and then she's dead at the end of the movie.
Because he is the cat.
Yeah, she's been observed.
Right. Cool. She is Schrodinger's cat.
Yes. So if Hector, that's how you stop the timeline. If Hector didn't see her in the garden, if something else happened and the wife bumped him and he dropped his binoculars and they smashed, then he wouldn't see her, and then he wouldn't go on his adventure. And so the timeline would just disappear, fade off into dust.
Well, that kind of goes to my issue that I have with it, the cause and effect. with this. I mean, because my biggest issue is that he wants to fix the problem. He on the first one, Hector 1, we're going to have to talk about Hector 1, Hector 2, and Hector 3.
Yeah.
So Hector 1 thinks he's being chased by a crazy dude. And it's because he thinks he's being chased by a crazy dude. He gets in the pressure cooker come bath and then turns into Hector 2.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then there's Hector 2, for no reason at all, he desperately tries to fulfill the loop.
I think he inadvertently.
No, not inadvertently. He literally stops and does things to ensure that these things happen. And this is the thing I have the problem with. When you watch something like Predestination or was it Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes or any of those ones, the cause and effect happens because you're in the bootstrap paradox. You're in the what came first, this thing that I saw or this thing that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is affecting the other, but we can't tell which one's which. It's the chicken and egg thing. And in this, the bootstrap paradox would work if he was somehow forced or inadvertently ended up being dressed up as the serial killer. But he doesn't. He deliberately, knowingly wraps the bandages round his head. He deliberately, knowingly stops and picks up the coat, and he deliberately, knowingly forces the woman to go into the forest so she can be seen by himself. At no point does he do any of these things by accident. At no point does he do these things caused by anyone else.
No.
He just does it because the plot needs him to do it. And then in Hector 3 tries to stop everything, but in doing that, he literally slows down his van, stops it, waits for his own car, Hector 2's car, to stop, and then deliberately broadsides it to make him into the serial killer, because he then goes in the tree and puts the wrapping around his head. At every single point, he does these things deliberately and knowingly and without being affected by anything. It's always a deliberate choice. And when you think of the things like even Back to the Future, Marty has to sing has to do the music at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance because of things that he's done inadvertently earlier revolve around Martin Berry cutting his hand.
Yeah.
So he has to help out at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance to make sure that his parents kiss. Now that's not something he can avoid. That's not something he would want to do. But it's something he has to do because circumstances have caused him to do it. Whereas in Timecrimes, the guy will just sit there and go, what can I do? I know, I'll put a bandage around my head and pretend to be the killer that was chasing me.
It's an odd choice.
For no reason. And then when Hector 3 thinks he's figured it out, Hector 3 parks his car up, waits for himself to go past, and then goes, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to broadside myself so I go and become that guy. And that, to me, is the wrong way of doing cause and effect.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing is he's deliberately choosing the effect. He's not being forced into those situations.
I suppose, yeah, he could.
If he had just, let's put it this way, if Hector 3 had not driven his car, it's the Terminator thing. We always get into this, don't we? If Kyle Reese never went back, then John Connor wouldn't be born, which means the Terminator wouldn't have gone back, which means the whole thing would have just popped out of existence. In this one, if he hadn't driven his car into the back of Hector 2, Hector 2 wouldn't have become the serial killer, which wouldn't have chased after Hector 1, wouldn't made Hector 1 go to the place in the first place, and it would have all just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is part of the problem, is that you can't, in the case of like the Terminator, in Predestination, in the Infinite 2 Minutes, in Back to the Future, all these things are in a loop. And if you pull one bit out, the loop collapses and everything becomes disaster. Whereas if he just stopped doing what he was doing, just went back home, literally walked back home as Hector 2 after Hector 1 had run off,
Mm-hmm.
and just sat back down in his chair, the whole film would have just stopped.
So what you're saying is he has ultimate control of the timeline constantly all the way through the movie.
Yeah, at no point
to Carl Reese or anyone else in any other movie.
Yeah, well, in the case of all the other time travel movies we've ever done, you can make an argument that the future's written by the past. So for the future to happen, the past has already happened and things have already happened in a certain order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's no breaking that.
Exactly.
Oh, God, here we go.
Here we go again.
Right.
Every time travel story.
Yeah, this is my bugbear with a lot of time travel things, right? If I just let it go and I just watch the film and just be entertained by it, then that's fair enough. Don't think about it too much, Darren. But with things like the Terminator, Carl Reese goes back, or should I say the Terminator goes back to kill John Connor, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, goes back to kill Sarah Connor. Okay. Now, if he goes back and he kills Sarah Connor, he's successful, John Connor's not born. Which means when it gets to the future where he went back, there's no reason for him to go back in the first place. Which means he won't go back. Which means John Connor won't. And it just doesn't make sense.
No, it does make sense, because the whole point is that by the Terminator, the very act of the Terminator arriving at the very start means that John Connor is born. Yes, means the Terminator's failed right from the start.
Yes, but my point with these films is there's no point to making. If
Fuck me, the cat. Jesus.
You're right.
Yeah, no, the cat just jumped on me from a fucking table. Sorry, it just scared the shit out of me. Being the only person in the house, suddenly having a bright orange lump of fur land in my lap. Sorry, carry on.
That's all right, no problem.
Don't press on the keyboard, animal. Come on, it's over here. Yep.
So it's like the whole. You would think that Skynet would work this out. This super intelligent machine would work out that it's useless sending the Terminator back because it's not going to complete its mission and kill Sarah Connor. Because if it kills Sarah Connor, there's no point in the future where it needs to send the Terminator back. You've kind of just cut off your own start point.
Yeah.
So you would need that start point in place for this to all take place anyway. So ultimately, the thing that it sends it back to do has already happened.
Yes.
Because John Connor is so, that's it.
But that's the point, isn't it? That it's already written. The future's written. It's done. So
that's my problem with time travel films in general, especially when it comes to this super intelligent machine thought this was a good idea. It's like, well, it's not that fucking super intelligent then, is it?
No, it's not. It's working on cause and effect. Because it thinks that by changing something it will work, but it doesn't. And there's the old is it Einstein quote? Only a fool repeats the same thing and expects a different answer.
Yes.
But
indeed.
But anyway, so going back to time crimes, the problem is that in the case of, like, even in the Terminator, please don't stand on the keyboard, cat. In the case of the Terminator or any of these things, the future's written, the past is written, and so therefore things will play out as written. And when they don't happen that way, you get a Back to the Future 2 situation where basically you create an entire different universe. So what we've got here in Time Crimes is a film that could solve itself in less than 2 seconds if the guy just stopped and actually thought about what he was doing. But he doesn't. He deliberately puts himself in position to push time forward. And it's like the writers don't quite get.
If he wasn't a dirty perv, then it would be fine.
No, honestly, I only went over there because I was concerned about our well-being.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. If he wasn't leching it up in the trees, but then
What are you looking at there, darling? I'm just looking at tits in the trees.
tits in the trees, yes. Blue tits? Well, I don't know. It seems quite cold. But yeah, that's the thing that riled me all the way through this movie, is that they make a whole thing of Hector wanting to solve the problem and fix the problem, and he treats the past self as if it's a completely different person. Yet somehow he's got enough knowledge of time travel to work out that he's got to be dressed up as a serial killer to make the events happen, so he can be here to be the serial killer for the events to happen. And there's no sort of, for want of a better word, hand of fate driving him along. He's doing it all along himself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that movie that way, but it just staggered the wrong way round, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's almost like if
he's pushing the wheelbarrow, where really they should be riding on the real wheelbarrow.
Exactly. The cause and effect only happens if things are inadvertent, or things that cannot be avoided, or things that happen purely because circumstances conspire.
Mm-hmm.
But in no point in this film does that happen. He literally stops, makes a conscious decision at every turn, and the only time he's sort of driven by cause and effect is when he's Hector 1, when he doesn't know who the fuck's chasing him, doesn't know what's going on with the woman, doesn't know the lab or anything. Once he figures that out, everything else is just him deliberately making very, very poor choices.
At what point does he figure that out? Is it when he has the car crash and then starts wrapping the bandage around his head?
Yeah, I imagine so.
That's the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's when he starts doing all the thing with the binoculars, eyes in the forest and all that kind of stuff.
Because he makes the phone call. When he becomes Hector 2, he makes the very first phone call he gets to the house.
Mm.
And you can see that kind of bubbling in his head going, I've just created that. I'm now part of the loop. And I'm wondering,
does he though? Because he doesn't seem to. He seems to be treating it like his wife's having an affair with another man.
No, I think he puts the phone down. He's like, oh my God, I just heard myself. And then he remembers, does he know that he's gone back in time at that point?
No. And then he sees he sees the guy with the beard and starts talking about sitting down on the deck chair and everything and saying, I can't, that's not me down there, that's someone else.
Yeah.
Looking at himself, and he sees her, he thinks he's treating it like she's having an affair, and it's like, I don't get your thought processes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. I don't understand why he does any after the first loop, when he becomes Hector 2, I don't understand why he's doing any of what he's doing. Beyond the story needs him to do it for the loop to happen. Yeah,
because he seems reluctant. He's trying to fit into the storyline, isn't he? You see, when he's doing the eye cupping and turning around, he's trying to find that moment where he scares himself.
Yeah.
And it's quite amusing when he turns around and then you see Hector just going running away.
Yeah, doing a Zoidberg and whoop, 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 down the hill.
But he's trying to see himself and trying to line himself up in that story. And you can see him being reluctant when he's got the scissors, he's put the girl on the floor, and Hector 1 is looking over the girl, then he's like, oh, I have to stab myself. Here we go. And then he stabs himself in the arm. And also when I think he's chasing Hector 1 to the laboratory.
Yeah.
And then he just sits or goes up to the window but doesn't quite pop up just yet. Gives it a moment and then pops up and then you hear him going, ooh.
Yeah.
And then sits outside for a moment because he's like, right, okay, what do I do now? I can't come in just yet because I've got to have time to get into the machine. So yeah, he's just pushing it along. At any moment, he could have gone, if I stop this now, then I can just walk home and it's all over.
Just end. Yeah.
I've only stabbed myself, so it's all fine.
Yeah. And that's the problem. That's the problem with this film All In, is at every turn you just go, so just stop. If you don't want this to carry on, just stop, because you've got all the pieces of the puzzle and it's not a particularly difficult puzzle.
In another movie, I think they would have Hector 1 stabbing Hector 2. That's the way it should be round, where he realizes he's put himself in the position where he gets stabbed now.
Yeah, I mean, if we're fan writing it, I mean, my first thought would be that Hector 1 being chased by Hector 2 is actually the wrong way around. Hector 2 should be the one being chased to the lab. In other words, he should be the second one. The first one and the third one should be the one with the bandages around his head.
Yes, yeah.
Because he's gone through time travel so many times and maybe it degrades your brain or something and he's gone nuts.
Yeah.
Because that would make more sense, that being the villain is a deliberate choice because he's actually lost his mind. He's gone round it a dozen times, say. You know, it's the Groundhog Day thing, isn't it? It's the apparently, if people worked it out that, Bill Murray had gone time traveling round that same day for 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, so what does that do to your brain? So to me, Hector 1 being chased by, let's just say, Hector 8, that would make sense.
Yes.
And then he goes back in time trying to save himself, or trying to save his wife. If you'd done all the bits in different orders, so if he's seen his wife dead at the bottom of the ladder right at the start, if he'd seen the lady dead in the forest right at the start, all these things are, who's the killer? What's going on?
Yeah.
Runs to a lab, realizes he could go back in time and save his wife, goes back in time, can't save his wife, but maybe he can save the other lady and then he can break the time loop. Can't, being chased by a mad psycho person again, tries it again, slightly different time, comes back again, tries it, saves his wife, but the girl dies. So then he tries it again. Do you know what I mean? If he had a propulsive thing trying to make him do these things, it would make sense. And then the more and more he does it, the more bashed up he becomes, and so the more damage he becomes, until eventually he puts bandages around his head and he's the guy who's chasing.
That's right, yeah.
You could do it that way and that would make sense.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they had the idea of the actual uniform of the bad guy, like the bandages, the pink bandages around the head, and they've worked back from that. So he's got scissors, he's got this awesome coat, and he's got bandages around his head which are pink. How did that happen? And they've worked back from that.
Yeah, and
where really it hasn't naturally. If you're going to write something like this, you need to do it
linearly.
Thank you. And work it out that way, and then work your loops out from that. Instead, I think they've gone into the middle. We've got a cool character. How do we fit this in there?
Hmm. I mean, you
right,
could
I
do,
think they probably put it at the wrong point.
yeah, and with no way of understanding how to get him to do the things to create the loop, they just have him stand there and look at a bin and go, "Oh, nice coat. I know I need to wear this." It's like, really? You're not even going to Bill and Ted this, where it's just like it's your coat,
Yeah.
or it starts to rain, so you put your coat on, and then it gets covered in mud, so now it looks like the black coat.
But that being said,
Mm.
all other time travel movies in the loop genre,
Mm.
where it's kind of the self-perpetuating storyline,
Mm.
it is doing something different, where it is pushing itself along, and so that makes it different from other movies, which is a good thing, I suppose. I understand that it could be broken at any time, but at least it's trying something a little different.
Okay, I'll grant you that. I think it is trying something different, and that's cool. I think the problem is that if you're going to try something different, you've got to have some really solid ground for the character to do what he's doing. That's always where it comes back to with me. It's like, why is he doing any of this?
Mm.
Why is Marty McFly staying in 1955 when he could just sit in the cupboard and wait for Doc to finish the car? Why does he go to school? Why does he do any of that? Because he fucked up and broke up his parents.
Yep.
So now he's got something that he can't avoid. He has to fix.
Yeah.
Predestination. Ethan Hawke knows that someone's going to try and kill him. Right. Okay. So what's he going to do? How's he going to get around this? He knows it's coming. All these time travel things he's doing. In Infinite 2 Minutes, they know that there's someone. There's the two guys who are coming to the
Time Lord things. Yeah.
the Time Lord guys. They know they're coming. They don't know what they're for, but they know they're coming. But they know that they're inexorably going through the passage of time to get to that point. They can't avoid it.
Yeah.
And everything they do, whether they do the right thing or the wrong thing, they are going to end up there. Whereas Timecrimes is literally, if I stand still and do nothing, what happens? Nothing. So the plot has got nothing to push him along except for him going, "Oh, I think I have to do this."
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. I feel like I'm kicking your story while it's down. Kicking your film while you like it. Go for it.
No, I'm happy. I'm
I'm happy.
Yes, I am happy. Hang on, it says here in the script. Yeah, I am happy.
Elton smiles through gritted teeth. Yeah,
I still enjoy it. But I get it. I think that's a good way of looking at things. Even if you can still enjoy the movie and you can see its flaws, but I can still enjoy it. That means, it doesn't bother me. I can kick it, but also enjoy it as well. So
that's fine.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, blimey, how many films can we all do that with? I mean,
Exactly,
we got favourite ones all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. How did Indiana Jones on the back of a submarine travel 400 miles on the back of a submarine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without getting in the bastard thing.
Yep.
Yep. See, I mean, it's easy done. You can easily kick all the best films.
But I can see the major problem with this. It's pushing instead of pulling.
Yes. People in time travel movies, with the exception of something like a Doctor Who, then you will find that the protagonist is usually at the whims of fate and predetermination.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't necessarily know that, they are. They can't. The things they do, they cannot avoid. And that's always the thing that annoys Darren when he thinks about time travel stories. But that's the point.
Yeah.
Okay, Darren, how did this time loop start then? If this loop has always been there because the Hector saw the girl in the woods, that means that the loop is already rolling. So how did it start?
Well, it's that.
The bootstrap.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like he had to use himself to push himself towards the time machine to get in there to do the loop to start it off, right? This is the kind of thing I really can't fucking stand as well. This is one of the things, another bugbear of mine when it comes to time travel movies.
Right.
Again, I'm going to use a Doctor Who example of what I fucking hate, right? Okay, and this is the thing that I was almost ready to reach out and buy the fucking box set of Matt Smith's Doctor Who, the very first one. I had my money in my hand. It was like, I've enjoyed this so much, and then it got to the very last episode of that very first season.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a. Let's see now. So there is this thing called the Pandorica, right?
Yeah, I knew you were doing this.
Yep, right. That the Doctor can't escape from, right? Now, this, you could have just ended Doctor Who on this, right? Okay, so all his enemies team up and they trick him into thinking this is a puzzle box, right? And that it's a puzzle that something's inside it that he needs to get at, right? But actually, what it turns out to be is it's a prison that they've made for him. And they've made him do the work to get into it, right? And they capture him, and you see him, they drag him along, and they shove him in this box, and there is absolutely no way he can get out, right? So
Just
how do you think it... Yeah.
Yeah, just to explain to Elton, this box is literally like a chair, which they chain him into, and it's like a massive, great big cube, like the Hellraiser cube.
Yep.
And they say that the box has got two things. It locks him in time, so he will never die and he'll never age, and it's completely sealed and can only be opened from the outside.
So
right?
I'm guessing he turns up and opens it from the outside.
Yeah, he does, and lets himself out,
Right.
which causes a thing where he has to keep. It's like he'll be there ready to open the box up himself.
Right.
How did the cunt get on the outside in the first place, though?
Did he
Right.
do it before? Did he do it after?
Yeah. Oh, it's because he told himself it's that Bill and Ted thing, right? Okay, we just got to remember we're going to pick up the car keys from this thing here, or drop the car keys in this box, and all of a sudden the car keys are there. You hear a jingle, and it's that. It doesn't make any sense because he would have to get out in the first place to help himself. It's such bullshit writing. It really is.
It's bootstrap paradoxes.
It's a fucking, I've painted myself into a fucking corner. How am I going to get out of this? I will just say that in the future I got out and I let myself out.
Well, okay.
Really? Really?
Going slightly back to Timecrimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's an example of what I mean where this is concerned, where that guy is concerned, right? He's already this. It's like where did he start being the killer, or the guy in which is far too much fucking bandage on his face as well. Why not just wrap a bandage around the top of his head and that's it? Oh, because then you'd be able to tell who it is, and that would spoil the plot, wouldn't it? That would just take something away from it. It's like a ridiculous amount of bandage on for the cut on the top of his nut.
It's because it looks cool. That's all it is.
You had to make him look like a man made out of blancmange. It's just it's this kind of thing that it really gets my back up. It's the character himself driving this thing along, but it's in this eternal loop. And well, where did that loop begin in the first place? It's just, oh my God! Stop now.
I think maybe because you've got the guy in the time travel building,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he started the loop at some point, bringing Hector up there and then sending him back, and then all of a sudden you got a loop starting.
But how did Victor get pushed in that direction? It's the guy in the bandage who's himself.
No, but the very first time you could have had the guy working up in the time travel booth looking for subjects to send back in time.
So why would he do such an overly complicated procedure if he was trying to... See, that's another thing as well. What's the point? What is the absolute point of going to all this trouble? Why not just say to someone, look, I'm going to pay you some money. Jump in here for a second, right? Okay, I'm just testing out my time machine. Okay, here's some cash. I'm going to send you back a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, and you can appear in that door in a minute and tell me that the experiment was successful.
If it works, give me the cash back, and then you have a money loop.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There are other ways of doing this. Why do this overly complicated procedure that means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things? Why would you kick off so much trouble? Are you a glutton for punishment? In which case you deserve to be trapped in this fucking shittiest Groundhog Day ever.
I feel sorry for the lady, the young lady in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. Yeah,
she gets abused and used all the way through. Every single scene that she's in, she's either being abused or used.
And she's so, I don't know if she's gullible or what. You need to take your top off. Okay.
And your pants.
And your pants. Okay.
What about my knickers? Just take your pants off.
I could take my knickers off if you want. No, you don't really need to go that far. I just need you to do this thing. But I think the knickers coming off would be essential. It's like, fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all this, for the titillation bit there, one for the dads, as they say. It's just like you start thinking about this too closely, and it doesn't make sense. Why did she need to take her clothes off in the first place? Who started this bit in the loop?
Hector.
How did that start? It's just this is bonkers.
Okay. I tell you what, we've been kicking it. Go on then, Elton. What do you think then? What do you think? Why do you think all this stuff happens? What's your theories?
Oh, I've got no ideas as to why it happens. I think someone came up with an idea of, well, this is a cool bad guy with bandages and blood all over him, but they're pink, so they're not quite bloody red, but they're pink tainted, and so it looks different, doesn't it? And he's got scissors, and we're going to call it Timecrimes because he can stab people with the scissors. Where really all he does is hide him. He's just hiding himself from himself. It looks cool, but in the end, it doesn't really amount to anything, does it?
No, not really. No.
There's a lot of substance. Oh, sorry, style and very little substance in this.
Well, yeah. See, the problem is I'm trying very hard not to be the one just to constantly kick it because it seems a little unfair because, we have seen worse time travel stories.
Oh, God, haven't we?
God, not ours.
We haven't done the best one yet either.
I'm not.
Which one's that? Is that Pi?
No. We're not mentally prepared for Tygate. I'm just not.
Tygate?
No, Primer. Primer's the best one.
It's the one where you can measure where they are in time by looking at the ties, apparently.
Oh,
that's
yes.
One of the theories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the problem I have, it always comes back to the cause and effect thing. But the other thing is that with the women, in this film. They're treated in such a weird way that you have to kind of question whether or not he was bad from the start. It's like, you know, his wife's, you know, clearly fixing up the house. He comes home with a car, gives us some DIY to do, and he says, "I'm going to bed." Like, and then comes back downstairs, and then she's like, next to, you know, she's noshing him off on the sofa, and then the worst he's had is, I couldn't get any sleep. And then you think, okay, that's gonna matter. Is that gonna matter? Is that gonna happen? Is it gonna mean anything? And then every time anyone tries to help him, they end up basically fucking dead. But I just can't. I can't get my head around. I can't get my head around the reasons for these things to happen in the first place. Beyond, they have to happen because otherwise the story doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There's no stakes involved in any of it. It's like, if you know, it's you know, again, I keep going back to the Future or Terminator, but they are kind of like touchstones here. I mean, if Marty meets himself in the past, paradox, everyone dies, the universe explodes, so he has to avoid himself. There's a straight away, there's something acting upon the character that he cannot avoid. So Back to the Future 2, part of it is him trying to avoid himself while trying to achieve a goal.
Yes.
You know, the reason he has to go back to 1955 in Back to the Future 2 is because, you know, the almanac's been stolen, and so he has to get that. Otherwise, this bad timeline happens. The reason he has to go back to the reason he goes back to 1955 in the first one is because it's basically an accident, and then he causes another accident, which causes a chain of events, which means he has to fix a problem. At no point is he ever in control. He's always reacting to situations as they happen.
Yes.
The Terminator, same deal. Kyle Reese is given a mission. He goes there, does the mission, but he's reacting to what the Terminator does and falls for Sarah Connor in the process.
Now, was his mission to go back and save Sarah Connor, or was his mission Sarah Connor?
To love Sarah Connor.
To love Sarah.
Yeah. 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 As John Connor goes, "See you later, Dad," as the time machine kicks off.
Oh, God.
What?
What? You fucking what? Yeah. By the way, you owe me 20 years worth of back payments and child support agency.
You haven't given me a single Christmas present, you bastard.
You absolute.
I'm sending you back to 1985, so I can get
exactly.
300 of them.
Yeah. My mum apparently likes him young, so I'm sending someone who hasn't been born for another 20 years back to her. But no. So, but the thing is, in all those cases, it's always a thing that they cannot avoid. Timecrimes just says he got chased by a serial killer. Right, fine, cool. There's your hook. But then you find out he's a serial killer, and he becomes a serial killer because of a series of events that were entirely, utterly, completely avoidable in every single way.
He's not even a serial killer.
No, I know, but the imagery is there to give you that on the front cover and everything, isn't it? You know, you look at the front cover. It's the guy in the mask, in the black hood.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, which is why I think it's a little bit of style over substance, because you have that imagery, which I think is really cool. But the film spends most of its time trying to negotiate where that coolness is, because how does he know what to do with the girl? I know the girl turns up on the bike, but then when Hector 1 goes in the time travel, then he comes out the time travel machine and then meets the girl on the bike.
By having the accident with Hector 3.
That's right. So
because she sees the car get knocked off the road and comes back to help him.
That's it. At what point does he decide this is the girl that I must force into the woods to take her clothes off? Why? What? Because that will get Hector 1 moving.
Yeah. When right at the beginning of all of that nonsense, he turns around and says, "I've got to stop this."
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so if you've got to stop it, why are you deliberately, willingly, and knowingly doing the things you know are going to happen to force you into the situation you're in now?
Yeah.
That's where my problems occur, because it's like right at the start they're very explicit about you've got to stop this from happening, and then Hector 3 goes, "Oh, I can't stop it from happening. It always happens." And it's like, dude, you were literally staring at your own car's arse for 5 fucking minutes before you deliberately decided to drive the van headlong into it. It wasn't even like an accident. It wasn't even like the brakes failed or anything like that. You literally parked up, stopped, watched yourself, and thought, "Yeah, now I know what I need to do." Smash.
Do you not think that Hector's mannerisms, well, his demeanour changes once he gets back to the house and he's got the girl and he's cutting the hair off the girl and he's hiding his wife? He's kind of, I think his portrayal of that character, he's kind of resided to, okay, this is the last time around. I need to do these sort of things. There's nothing else after this. And then I can go sit down with my wife. That's
But
the way
even
it
then,
comes through.
Still a lot of work.
No.
Still an awful lot of fucking work.
Well, he knows the girl's going to die.
But
Maybe
then
he's bored.
But then no. But the thing is, he knows who he is. He knows that he's the serial killer. Why doesn't he just go to the guy who's the serial killer and go, "Stop"?
Yeah, because he would know where he is, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Just go, "Stop. Leave the house." Because if you go this way, you're going to scare her and she's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, why does he tell her to do it knowing that she's going to die? There's no actual effect of her dying beyond he thinks he's saving his wife. But he's already done that because he stuck her in the shed.
Well, the death of the girl who he thinks is his wife
Causes Hector 2 to go off to be the time traveler to come back as Hector 3.
Yeah.
I get that. But again, if the whole point is to stop all of this happening, Hector 3 causes Hector 2 to exist, and Hector 2 causes the girl to die and goes off to become Hector 3. So just by going down to Hector 2 as Hector 3 and going, "Dude, just stay still. If you go any further, she's going to panic and die. So I tell you what, stay here, count to 5. I won't do anything. You won't do anything. You'll fade from existence. So will I. Everything will be back to normal in 5 minutes."
Mm-hmm.
It's Star Trek Next Generation. It's yesterday's Enterprise. By setting everything back to where it was, the universe goes ping and snaps back to where you need to be.
Yeah. Basically, no good can come of owning binoculars, can it?
Well, no. Twitchers, perverts. That's, I think, what we come to the conclusion. If we take anything away from this, it's that a man is in a university wazzing off into his magic pot all weekend, and he decides that he's going to pour it on some guy in a bukkake experiment and accidentally causes time travel. I think that's what we can take away from the whole thing. I'm surprised he just wasn't getting in that thing and it was just full of socks.
Each one as hard as adamantium and as sharp as a blade.
Exactly. It was like falling into the biohazard waste bin of a hospital, the surgery.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, it just feels like a story which doesn't need to have been anywhere near what it was. It was a good idea on paper,
Yeah.
but they as you say, they came at it back to front. They had, he's going to end up as this serial killer looking guy. Isn't that cool? How do we get there? Doesn't matter, but he's going to get there. And I think that's just kind of it, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Because even the whole thing about, everyone's going to know about your time travel machine, threatening the lab tech. I mean, what was that all about?
Yeah, because he's not supposed to be working on that, is he?
No. So how's anyone going to find out then? What was the point? You're going to turn around and go, "Oh yeah, the woman's dead because I went back in time twice and accidentally killed her once." I mean, he's not going to confess any of that shit.
No,
You're
I'm
better
making batter here. It's just a big mixer.
Do you know what? It would have worked better if there'd actually been a serial killer.
Yeah.
In there, and that's his reason for going to that place and hiding in the cupboard.
Oh, it just so happens that there's a serial killer at the same time.
Yeah.
That
Why not? Why the fuck not? It's just it. It's just just go for broke. Just okay. Yes, there is.
And what if the serial killer was Jack the Ripper? And what if he went back in time? He went forward to 1979 New York and was pursued by Malcolm McDowell in a time machine as H.G. Wells.
Time is the fire in which we all burn, Captain. Burn, Captain.
I think this time machine, this is just one of them time machines of it activates once it's turned on. It's not set the coordinates on the time that you actually want to go back to. This is, okay, he turns it on at a certain time, and then Hector gets in it later that day, and it transport him back to that first initial turn on.
The primer box.
Yes. Yeah. God, I fucking love that movie. We will do that movie, but not yet.
We need to. I think we need to warm up to that movie. I've watched it. I've watched it once properly. The second time, I was kind of like, "Oh my god!"
No, it's too good. It's so good.
Okay, we will do it.
I will have copious
At some point.
You will have copious notes.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm not even slightly surprised. I'm not shocked. Yeah. It needed different motivation for the action to happen. And
I agree.
After that, I think I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah. I agree. I still have fun with it though, so I think that's the most important thing. But it does. The middle act is a bit when you're in the thick of it, and you know there's another loop to happen. It's okay. When are we going to get there? We just need to get there because you're going to do the loop again and go over this familiar ground from unfamiliar angles type thing.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with bloody time travel in movies is seeing the same thing again, looped again. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, I get it.
Yeah. Well, that sort of thing works and is good, but it needs to work with reframing context. It's got to be that whole thing of see it from a different angle and you go, I mean, it's like when Hector 1 climbed out of the spunk bath, and then later on Hector 2 comes back in and finds out that there was a Hector 3 because, hey, look at this picture, this freeze frame picture of a hand behind a cupboard. It's like, what picture of a hand behind a cupboard?
I didn't do it this time. I should have gone back and seen if he was there. I'm sure I did it with the DVD years ago.
Yeah.
I should have done it. Don't know if it's there or not. I think it is.
Well, it might be, but it's still one of those things of like, okay. it's one of those. I've put it in here to be clever, but it doesn't add anything to the plot.
Mm.
And if the lab tech is, if the lab tech is so well informed about everything, so he knew about Hector 3 before he knew about Hector 1, and then saw Hector 2, all this kind of shit, and he knew that he's not supposed to let Hector 2 become Hector 3,
Yeah.
then why did he throw away the battery? Why didn't he actually just like destroy it?
I don't.
And why did he turn around when he gets bumped on the arm by a crowbar, go, okay, I'll send you back? It's like, you can't fucking operate this thing without me.
Yeah. Pretty easy to persuade you to do this now, isn't it?
Yeah, you hit me, you're never going to get it. You hit me a third time and you kill me, you definitely ain't going to get it.
Well, that was weird as well, because Hector, didn't he throw the walkie-talkie and it landed next to the battery or whatever it was?
Yeah.
What was that about?
It was the moment Hector 2 turned around and said, if I destroy this walkie-talkie, it would never happen, and therefore I wouldn't go back in time and become Hector 3. But he threw it, saw the battery, and knew that he had no option but to become Hector 3 because he's found the battery.
Found it.
But even that doesn't really make sense, because he still had the option. He still had, if he was that determined to get rid of the walkie-talkie and therefore stop everything, then you see the battery and go, all right then, and whack the walkie-talkie. You still stopped it. But the thing is, that doesn't even work, because there's still a walkie-talkie in the fucking lab, because Hector 1 finds it. So destroying the walkie-talkie wouldn't have solved anything, because there's already a copy of it sitting in a lab.
Well, he's only talking to himself and listening to himself anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is there only one walkie-talkie?
There's 2 walkie-talkies. There's the one the lab tech has, and the one that Hector finds in the second building. Then he's carrying it around with him for the rest as Hector 2 and Hector 3. And he says, if I destroy this thing, it would never exist, and so therefore I would never heard it. And it's like, that doesn't work, because the original is still sitting in the lab in the second building.
Yeah.
So it's just nonsense. So I'm saying it's time travel as an idea rather than as an executed properly concept.
Yeah.
You and I and Darren would probably write a much better version of this.
Or we should do that.
Well, yeah, because you know, we could work these things through. It doesn't feel like this stuff has been worked through. You've got to have a reason for him to become a serial killer.
Yeah.
You got to have a reason for him to want to go back for a third time after knowing that the second time results in the death of someone. You know, and if it really matters to him that he's going to fix that problem, then why does he still let it happen as Hector 3? Do you know what I mean? There's so many things where you turn around and go, well, why did he bother going back in time? Why didn't he just stop?
Yeah, at any time he could have gone home.
At absolutely any time, especially as Hector 2. He didn't need to walk that girl up the hill. He didn't need to get her to get undressed. He didn't need to basically assault her in every manner of way by jumping on her and knocking her out or any of that shit.
Well, yeah, he forced her at scissor point to get undressed.
Because he knew that would lure old one of him in.
Yeah. So
when he's trying to when he's trying to fix the problem and make it not happen. That's what I don't get. He's deliberately trying to stop himself from making the time travel, and yet he deliberately does everything he can to make the time travel happen.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting a headache.
It was at this point that Darren's soul left his body.
Not enough hydration in the world for this. This is really hot.
Right. I feel like we're doing that Inception episode all over again from bloody 2010.
I think
Yep.
we're looping just like the film, aren't we?
Yes,
Are
yes.
you Lee 6 and Elton 5? And...
Yeah, I'm Lee 69. Right. Elton.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us with something positive for the film. Go for it. Go for your positive spoiler-filled review, and then we'll call it.
Oh, God.
So that we can end on a plus.
Positives. I think it looks good. I think the oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we killed
The
you
style
completely?
of it looks good. If you watch the trailer, it's like, oh, this looks really good. This is going to draw me in. The DVD cover looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're getting in the film is not what the DVD cover. Basically, do not judge a DVD by its plastic case, which I think is like the new term for it.
Okay.
It has. I think it's a fun movie to watch with other people. And to catch, if you haven't seen it, I think it's well worth watching it. You add it to your armory of films that you can pass on to other people, definitely. But it's not groundbreaking.
No.
And it's flawed. Definitely flawed, but it's fun to talk about.
For defo.
Yeah. Okay, so one last thing then, before we wrap it up. What's your top three? We'll go around every one of us. What's your top three time travel films?
Oh, crikey!
Because we've obviously put this somewhere in the middle or low. Go for it.
Well, Primer's my number one.
Right.
Absolutely 100%. I flipping love that movie.
Okay.
And I cannot wait for us to do that at some point.
I know for a fact that's going to be a heated episode. I really don't. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it. But yeah, go on.
I am so looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm. So that's number one.
I'm trying to think. I do. There's a couple that I do like. I did. What's the one that 12 Monkeys is based off of?
Le Jeté.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I do. Tomorrow I will wake up and scald myself with tea. I think it is. That's a really good one.
You've mentioned that, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
I think that was. I watched that on YouTube. And what's the other one on the boat that I did on the flick?
Triangle.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one as well.
Cool. Okay.
That's another loop one. But yeah,
another one, presumably where the killer is the main character.
Well, but yeah, actually, I think there's a moment of that as well, where you're shooting at yourself, and you're like, oh, okay, there you go. But Coherence, did Coherence a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, Coherence, I did like that.
But yeah. There's a ton of them.
Okay, Darren, what about you?
No, you see, my time travel films that I really like are just silly.
Go on.
Right? They don't even, some of them don't even attempt to try and take the whole subject seriously. One of them's Time Bandits.
Right.
Just because special place in my heart. Very first video I ever rented. That one.
Okay.
But yeah, I generally like the look of that and the feel of it, and it's a lot of fun. I suppose. Oh man, I've never actually thought about this before.
Biggles?
Biggles. Fuck Biggles.
Fucking Hot Tub Time Machine.
Fucking hellfire.
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Oh.
The one with the whales.
One of the better ones, yes. It's the best Star Trek movie, definitely.
No, it's not. It really ain't.
It is.
It's not. And you're
It
a fool.
is.
No.
You're a fool.
No.
You know nothing.
Yeah, neither do you. Shut your moot.
Oh God, I don't know.
Okay.
The least offensive time travel movies.
Okay.
As opposed to like the really offensive ones. What ones do you know that are really offensive?
No, not offensive as in, it's ones that are just
Looper.
totally stupid. Yeah, well.
Oh, don't.
Do you know what? Even that kind of tries to play within its own science that it builds up, right? So, but it's still not my favourite time travel movie.
Tenet is fucking shit as well.
Tenet's rubbish.
Yeah, Tenet's fucking, that is.
Cobblers, that's absolute bullshit.
Yep, absolute bollocks, that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Evil Dead Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Very little time travel in that.
Yes, there is. He goes back to the ancient times and then he goes forward. If you get the director's cut, he goes forward into the apocalyptic London.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Isn't there a Harry Potter that's time travel as well?
Yeah, it was number 2, I think it was.
No idea. Never watched them.
No, I've never seen one all the way through.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
No.
I can't think. I'll say Back to the Future and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or
Time
something
Cop.
like that. Yeah. Time Cop. There we go.
He's the cop that cannot be stopped. Okay, well then just for me it's 12 Monkeys,
mm-hmm.
which is the perfect example of cause and effect.
12 Monkeys, yes, of course. Sorry. That.
Perfect example of cause and effect, because as a young boy he sees someone in an airport get shot and he cannot do anything to avoid that fate, no matter what he does. Predestination, which I loved because I loved the surprise of how it all resolved itself and went round in a loop, and I thought that was very cool because it kept me guessing all the way, and there's not many time travel things that do that. And then I guess it's either, I don't want to say the Terminator because I don't really think that's as good time travel story as much as it is a good, a good action film.
That's not a time travel movie. It has time travel in it, but it's not a time travel movie.
Exactly. I think 12 Monkeys is my top one because I just think it's a really cool way of doing time travel. It sends you fucking loopy and you don't know you can't avoid what you're doing and you're constantly trapped in this loop and it makes sure you're trapped in it.
It's also one of the few time travel movies to realise that you can't change the past.
Yes.
As in the people that send him back are not expecting him to change the past. They're just expecting him to retrieve some information.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
nothing's going to change. You've just got to change the future by going back.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a soft spot for Back to the Future 2 as a time travel concept rather than the actual film. I prefer the first one, really. Looper's... No. I mean, Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes was very good. I thought it was very well constructed and lovely.
Yeah.
I thought it was good fun. So, yeah, I guess it's Predestination, Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, and 12 Monkeys with notable sort of nods to the Back to the Future series, just simply because I think it's done well, and by extension, Avengers Endgame.
Yep, America's ass.
Well, again, it's that whole thing. It's cause and effect and how it fucks everything up. It's a very cool idea that you kind of go, oh, well, I'm going to go back over the last 26 movies and use that as the black backdrop for the rest of my time travel shenanigans. I mean, it's not a great time travel movie, but it's just interesting to throw that little wrinkle in there and have it play out, and it has to work within its own rules. But yeah, but no, it's definitely 12 Monkeys is the top of the tree for me. Anyway, right. I think we should wrap it up there. If anybody's got any thoughts on Time Crimes or has anything they'd like to send in any feedback, you know the ways. Go to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the Black Dog Podcast, or send us some feedback in via the email, which is feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Right. Before we go to Pimp's Corner, let's do the film for next week. Now, next week's film is coming out on digital VOD. It is still in the cinema. So this is going to be a little bit off the beaten track. So you can all go and see this at the cinema if you like, or if you want to just wait a little while, it will be on VOD, I think, at the end of the week. I think it's at the end of the week. It'll be on Amazon VOD. And it is Gore Verbinski's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And yes, just thought we'd go a little off piste, go right up to date. And it's apparently a time travel story as well. So visually owing a lot of debts to 12 Monkeys, looking at Sam Rockwell's costume. So has anyone seen this film?
No.
What? Hardly surprising, to be honest, seeing as it was only in the cinema like 2 weeks ago, tops. Cool. Are we looking forward to seeing this?
Yeah.
Right, Elton?
Yeah, why not? I like Sam Rockwell, so why not?
Well, exactly. I think I'm seeing it more for Sam Rockwell than I am for Gore Verbinski, because he's done a few films which are the Pirates of the Caribbean series for a kickoff. Then he did the remake of The Ring, the ill-advised remake of The Ring.
Ooh.
And he also did one of your favourites, actually, Dal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cure for Wellness.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, we got to do that one day.
No, we fucking ain't.
Yeah, we do.
File that under Batman Ninja.
I reckon that is like another U571. You moan about it, but you haven't really seen it.
Mate,
We're going to have to test that.
If you want to watch a film, right, whose plot is all about a bloke who just wants to fuck his own daughter, then fine. Let's watch that, shall we?
No, Melania's in a couple of weeks' time when it's Elton's
right?
choice.
Okay.
That's different. Anyway, so yes, Gore Verbinski's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Soon to be on VOD on Amazon, and also still in the cinemas. We are going to watch it, and then we'll be back next week to review it for you. So that's that. I'm going to look up Hypnagoria so we can do the Pimp's Corner. But Elton, what's going on in Rogue 2 Media?
Well, the Formula One season has now started.
Yep.
And the first race was in Australia last weekend. So myself and Andy sat down and we spoke about cars going around in circles really, really fast on the Grand Prix podcast.
With the little boost button now.
With the little boost button, yes.
Yes. The electric boost button. It's almost like Formula E.
It's like Cadbury's chocolate bars everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really,
great.
yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I can, I don't know what to say.
It's very exciting. That's what it is. Yes.
Is it? Right. Okay. That's good. Cool. And that's over at rogue2media.com. I was gonna try and look up all that stuff on the news, because didn't one of the characters, one of the
characters, yes.
One of the guys who drives the flappy paddles thing went round and he didn't even get to the qualifying lap because he didn't even get to the starting grid because he span off and went into a wall or something.
Yes, he crashed on the outlap.
Yeah,
silly Billy.
I spoke to Jess while playing Helldivers and he had to stop to watch it, and I was like, "Why?" And he just disappeared. And he came back several hours later and told me.
No, he was up at 4:00 in the morning watching that as well.
Yes, he was.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. I was in bed.
I'm sure you weren't.
Anyway. Right. Well, over at hypnagoria.com, Jim has a commentary club for the Kissing Booth, apparently.
What?
Yes. Dude touched my lady bump. In this podcast, we take a look at a notoriously bad modern movie, the teen rom-com The Kissing Booth, starring Joey King, Jacob Elordi, and Joel Courtney.
And it's 14 sequels.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. That too, and also another commentary club, which is the League of Gentlemen, Death in Royston Vasey. And hold on, he's got a reading of The Black Stone by Robert E. Howard. Also, and in your turn, is it Your Turn? Which is Your Turn, which is the standard Hypnagoria, which was someone on social media asked, what is the creepiest thing you've experienced that you genuinely cannot explain? And Mr. Jim examines the strange tales and ghostly experiences that followed. And that's all over at hypnagoria.com. That's episode 303 if you're interested.
Nice.
Right. So we'll leave it there. Me, I barely lift a pen. I haven't drawn or done diddly shit apart from this podcast. So there you go. Darren, are you doing anything else?
No, apart from continuing to play Skyrim. That's about it.
Right. Fair dues. Right. Well, in which case we will leave it there. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And thank you all for listening. Like I say, send feedback into the usual channels, and we will see you all next week for good luck, have fun, don't die, which is as much as an instruction for these modern eras as anything else as a film. Yep. So, yes, until next week, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
I see the majestic dinosaurs roaming the Jurassic world, and I wonder, what would Charles Darwin have done if he had seen these magnificent beasts himself? I'm pretty sure he would have shit his pants.